Hello, everyone. On today's episode, I'm going to continue off where I left off, talking about greedy people and kind people, and what you need to be careful of. In life, it's easy, from my point of view, it's actually easy for me to tell a greedy person from a non greedy person. A greedy person can be seen from a mile away. They're the ones who loves wearing expensive jewelry, expensive clothing, and expensive things. Why? Because they think it's a form of overcompensation. They don't want you to think they're depressed, so that they don't want you to think their life is miserable and out of place. So they overcompensate using money. Because if you see them wearing expensive things, you think their life is perfect, but it's not. The truth is, a kind person, people who actually live in a good life, are too busy. They are too busy living a good life to worry about money. That's what greedy people don't understand. It's easy to tell a greedy person who only cares about money from someone who cares about life, someone who cares about their friends, someone who's enjoying their lives is too busy enjoying their lives to worry about expensive jewelry. They're too busy enjoying their lives to worry about, buying expensive cars. They're too busy enjoying their lives to worry about wearing expensive clothes. A rich person who's kind and good can be seen from a mile away. A rich person who's evil can also be seen from a mile away. Evil people love doing gaudy things. They love showing off. They love manipulating you into thinking they're happier than they are. While happy people, good rich folks are too busy enjoying their lives to care about being rich. A rich man who's good, who's not greedy, will be spending so much time as with their friends and family members, going out to eat, going to movies, or just playing, in their backyard, basketball, whatever. They're too busy playing, having fun with their friends and family members to care about how much their clothes is worth. Because their family members will love them regardless of how much clothing, regardless of how expensive their clothes are. Because their friends and family members will love and cherish them regardless of how expensive the clothing they wear. It no longer matters in their eyes. These are the ones you see they dress normally. You see their outfit. It's only all of it together only costs $50. Why? Because their friends will still love them regardless of how expensive their clothing are. Regardless of how expensive the clothes they wear, their friends and family will still treat them well. Because their friends and family will still treat them well, it no longer matters. When you're living a good life, money does not matter. It's when your life is miserable, that's when you care about money. You try to find happiness using money. You try to find friends using money. You start to think that, hey, if I have more money, I can have more friends. I can buy some friends. If I have more money, I can buy expensive jewelry and make people like me more. You're wrong. If people only like you because of money, they do not like you. If people only want to be your friends because you're wearing expensive things, they do not want to be your friends. They only want to be your friends with the expensive things you wear. They only want to be friends with money, not you. The more miserable someone is, the more they care about money. The more someone cares about money, the more miserable they are. People who are enjoying their lives do not care about money because they're too busy enjoying their lives to care about money. And this is what you need to be careful of. It's hard to tell a rich person who's kind and good because they do not dress, they do not behave like a rich person. You will never be able to tell, a good person who's rich from a regular poor person. They dress the same. They go to the same places where poor folks go. They go out to eat, they go to the same restaurants poor folks go to eat. They enjoy the same meal because when you're with all the good people in the world, when you're surrounded by good people who treat you well, it's hard to care about money when everyone would treat you well, whether you have money or not. When people treat you well, whether you have money or not, what's the point of money at that point? You understand? When people treat you well, whether you have money or not, money no longer matters. And this is the duality of life is that hell always appears enticing. Greedy people automatically assume that money automatically brings them happiness. It doesn't. Friendship brings you happiness. Love brings you happiness. Companionship brings you happiness. Relationships can bring you happiness. Spending time appreciating your life and all the good things in life can bring you happiness. Contentment brings you happiness. Money alone will never bring you happiness. If you surround yourself with only people who only like you because you have money, your life will be miserable. This is the trap of money. This is the trap of greed. Greedy people think that money will somehow bring them kinder people to, will attract kinder people to them. But all money does is attract greedy people to your doorstep. If someone only likes you because you have money, they do not like you. It's just a basic fact. If someone only likes you because you have money, or only likes you because you drive expensive cars, or you wear expensive jewelry, they do not like you. They only like money. They only like expensive jewelries. They only like expensive cars. And sooner or later, you end up realizing when they betray you, that they were never your real friends. They were only pretending to, as long as you have money. Why? They only come to your doorstep looking for ways to steal from you, looking for ways to manipulate you out of your own money. If you're someone who thinks money will somehow bring kind people to your doorstep, you're wrong. You're only bringing snakes to your doorstep. You're only bringing sinners to your doorstep. And sinners are the greatest liars. They are the greatest manipulators. They are the greatest scammers. You're bringing scammers to your doorstep. The more you show off all your wealth, you're not attracting good people to your doorstep, because good people will like you whether you have money or not. Kind people will like you whether you have money or not. A real friend will like you whether you have money or not. A real lover will like you whether you have money or not. If you get into a relationship with someone who only likes you because of money, it tells you they do not like you. They only love money. That's what you need to be careful of. There's a punishment for sin in this world, and the punishment is automatic. If you're someone who craves money more than life itself, just know you're sinning. It's a sin to be so vain that you no longer value your life. God spent so much time and energy creating your life, and yet here you are saying money is more valuable than your life itself. You're too ungrateful. And that ungratefulness will bring punishment to your doorstep. If you're not grateful enough to God for giving you your life, you'll be punished for it. It's a sin to be vain. It's a sin to be greedy. It's a sin. And that's what you need to be careful of. Greedy people fall for their own traps. Greedy people live the most miserable lives in this world because they keep thinking that money somehow makes them happy, and it never does. They keep thinking that money somehow brings kinder people to their doorstep, and it never does. They keep thinking that money somehow brings all the good things in life to them, and it never does. And it never will. The only thing that will bring good people to your doorstep is if you start treating people well, regardless of whether they're rich or poor. The more you sin, the more your life becomes miserable. Happiness is not in hell. You will never find happiness in hell. When you start treating people better, you start to make real friends. When you start to see people as human beings, when you start to see your life as valuable, That's when your life starts to become valuable. That's when your life starts to become happier. If you do not value your life, you will never be happy. If you never see your life as more valuable than money, you will never be happy in this world. Just a fact. If you don't value your friends and family members more than money, your good friends will walk away from you. Why? Because it's hard to be around an evil person. It's hard to be around someone who values money more than their lives. Because it's only a matter of time before this person kills you for money. It's only a matter of time before this person betrays you for money. Do not dwell in the midst of sinners. That's what the Bible tells you. And good people will stay away from, will run, sooner or later, they will run away from greedy people. They will run away, leaving behind only the evil ones left. Evil people only surround themselves with other evil people, because good people sooner or later will be pushed away from them. They will push all the good people out of their lives, and only the evil people will be left. Only the greedy, money-hungry people will be left. The good people who would like them, whether they're rich or poor, they will kick them out of their lives. And these good folks will go look for other good folks to enjoy their lives with. Their lives will be happy. You, money-hungry your life will be miserable. And will remain miserable as long as you keep thinking money somehow brings you happiness. Because then you'll keep selling your friends and family member out for more money and more money and more money. Yet, at the end of the day, you still realize you're still as miserable as you were before. After you spend all those years making more money, you end up realizing that you're still just as miserable as you were before. It may even be worse now, because all the friends you sold out for money, they're no longer around. They're no longer around. All the good friends that you had, you pushed them away. Now you're stuck with the shady friends that will sell you out for money, just like you will. Just like you sell them out for money, the shady friends that you have around you now will sell you out for money in a heartbeat. As long as they can figure out a way to get away with it. It's only a matter of time before they figure out a way to get away with it. And that's when that's when you realize the true colors. There's no friendship in hell. There's no camaraderie in hell. Good rich folks will always surround themselves with other good people, whether those people are rich or poor. It doesn't matter to a good person whether someone is rich or poor. They value them because they're human beings. That's why their lives are happy. Good folks always surround themselves with other good folks. That's why their lives are happy. Evil people surround themselves with other evil people. Because evil people surround themselves with people just like them. People who only care about money. People who think money matters more than happiness. People who think money matters more than their own lives. People who think money matters more than their own friends and family members. These are the people, evil people surround themselves with. People just like them. That's why their lives are miserable. This is why they always break up with each other constantly. They're constantly fighting each other. It's like an endless war. They go from civil wars to, blown out real violent wars. You just keep these evil people just keep shifting between civil wars and violent wars between each other. As their life goes on with their friends and family members, with their shady friends and family members, after they've kicked all the good people out of their lives, they just go through one cold war after another one. One cold war, one civil war after another one. They just fight, they just fight amongst themselves endlessly. That's what hell is. There's no friendship in hell. There's only fake friendship in hell. Only fake friendship in hell. People who pretend to like each other, then behind the scenes sell each other out. That's what you get if you're someone who only cares about money. Other people who also only cares about money will be attracted to you. Because those are the people you think are kind. Greedy people are the people you think are kind. People who only care about money are the people you think are kind. Because they're the most pretentious one around there, around the world. Evilest people in this world are the most pretentious, fakest people around. They're the ones who tell you they care about you. But the truth is, you can tell the moment you go broke, they'll immediately, sell you out and run away from you. A good friend will be kind to you, whether you are rich or poor. A good lover will be good to you, whether you're rich or poor. If someone only wants to be a friend because you're rich, they do not want to be a friend. They only want to be a friend with, they only want to be friends with the money you have. If a lover only says he loves you because you're rich, he do not love you. He only loves your money. Be careful of people who only care about money because they do not care about you or their own lives. That's why they'll never be happy. In this world, there are rich folks who are kind and there are rich folks who are evil. The kind ones always live happy lives, and the evil ones will always be miserable, whether they have money or not. Because the rich folks who are kind will be kind to you whether you're rich or poor. Whether you're rich or poor, they'll be kind to you. That's why they're surrounded with great friends. That's why they have real loving relationships. That's why they have real lovers. That's why their parents always care about them. That's why their siblings always care about them. That's why they're always living in, happiness and joy. Because everyone there loves each other. Everyone everyone there cares about each other more than money, more than everything in this world. They care about each other more than, all these traps, all these lies. Because they care about each other. They treat each other well. Because they treat each other well, how can they not be happy when they're around each other? How can they not be happy? There are rich folks who are happy. There are rich folks who are sad. There are poor folks who are happy. There are poor folks who are sad. The reason why most people think rich folks are happier is because they don't, the population of rich folks is small. So they get deluded into thinking rich folks are automatically happier when they're not. Because they don't see that many of them. Because you don't see that many of them. It's easy to start making up things in your head. Yet when reality shows you that these guys are just as miserable as you are. They commit suicide just like you. They commit crimes just like you. They kill each other just like you. There's no difference between the rich folks and the poor folks. And the poor folk. Sinners will be punished whether they're rich or poor. Good and honest, kind people will be rewarded whether they're rich or poor. God does not care whether you're rich. God only cares whether you sin or not. God does not care whether you're poor. God only cares whether you sin or not. If you're rich and you sin, you get punished. If you're poor and you sin, you get punished. If you're rich and you don't sin that much, your life will be happier than a rich person who sins. If you're a poor person who doesn't sin that much, your life will be happier than a rich person who sins and a poor person who sins. If you're a rich person who doesn't sin that much, your life will be happier than a poor person who sins. You can only truly find happiness when you try to make the effort not to sin anymore. Happiness only exists in heaven. Go towards heaven. Stop being tricked into thinking sinning for money will somehow bring you happiness. Stop being deluded into thinking money alone itself will bring you happiness. That's why you keep sinning. That's why you keep committing crimes and doing shady things for money. When you do shady things for money, you'll be punished for it. When you get punished, how are you going to be happy when your life is filled with punishment? How are you going to be happy when your life is filled with more sorrow than everyone else's? More misfortune than everyone else's? You can't. You face the full brunt of all your sins. And it's not a happy life, being bombarded with, all the consequences of your sins. It's not a happy life at all. When all the consequences of your sin come down on you like a ton of bricks, how can you be happy? You just can't. So be careful in life. Money has value, but it's not more valuable than your life. You know, just like no matter how valuable a tree is, it will never be more valuable than your life. Cherish the life that God has given you. Cherish God. Cherish God and cherish your life. So that's it for today's podcast episode. I'll talk to you guys later. I pray for everyone's safety and understanding. Amen.